Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So in this video I want to do a quick revisiting to the Nintendo Entertainment System, the Nes Mini Classic. Was this thing worth picking up back in the day, but is it even worth picking up in 2021? Or do you own one? Let me know in the comments. But when this freaking thing came out, I can still remember that it was nowhere to be found. And it was more like a supply and demand. It was completely out of balance. And oh man, it was like, again, it was a freaking nightmare getting it. And now you can still find them, but are they still like worth picking up? And how are the prices nowadays? And not even to start about this tiny box that contains the extra controller, because the freaking thing comes only with one controller. Yeah, they never did like change it out, like it was like you get the system and you can get yourself the extra controller. They did ask a lot of money back in the day for this, and in the end it's just pure emulation. It's what we call fake power or pretendo power. I have reviewed so many clone systems nowadays, and I must say that when you're looking at all the clone systems, nothing beats the original deal. It's more like this authentic feeling of owning the original system. I find the boxes they are like delivering with these things are like freaking awful. Like there is some damage over here that is happening, but I know like as Nes Mini, you don't want to see my box anymore. Like there was just putting in storage, nothing happened to it, but already here you can see like there are some damages. You have some box protectors, but fun fact, like some of these clone systems have better boxes than the original ones from the NES. Like it's freaking ridiculous if you ask me. But then overall, like I still wanted to check it out here in 2021. If you can find this thing dirty cheap, it is really cool. And of course, there is always like a very naughty side to it, because they basically unlock this system and there is ways to add new games to it. I don't want to do this simply because I want to keep it original. Sounds maybe weird, but yeah, there are so many options to play now these, let's say, retro games in general. I just want to have this thing in original condition with the 30 games. But in this video, I want to take a close look at the original games and the thing that I really hate and what I really love about this. But let's take a close look in the box itself. What are we going to get more? Of course, we're going to get very nice cables. I must hand it to Nintendo. They are always giving like very nice quality cables. Then we're going to get the controller. And do you know what I find always like fascinating? They managed to like make these controllers authentic to back in the day. Of course there will be like minor differences if I'm going to get myself the original one, but the feel is just so good. Like it's absolutely amazing. But the thing that I really hated back in the day was like this short cable. Like let's be honest, that was more one of the epic fails of this device. Like who came up with it? Like let's put a short cable. Or it was like in marketing that you want to sell like extension cables. It's the same like the Wii, so the extension cables from AliExpress like dirty cheap. It was not a big of a deal, but it was quite annoying. They were going to get a freaking short cable. I find it really cool that Nintendo does these things. And don't get me wrong, I'm not like this super fanboy, but I do like it. Like this is like the authentic experience from back in the day that we had like the NES, and there was nothing else. Like technology was for what it is. I really love this cute little thing. I know like maybe people will have it and just put it for display or have it in a collection just for a fun thing to have. Two controller ports at the front, we're having here the power and resets. Then we're going to get at the back the HDMI out and the DC in. Nothing really special, nothing really fancy, but let's connect it and just see how was the experience. Okay, so the first thing I really love about this machine is the menu song. And I don't understand the marketing of this simply because we're going to get 30 games. There is no way officially to add new games. There is no like, it would be so cool like having this device and connected with the internet that you can download games for the system through a Nintendo eShop or something like that. Especially made for the NES and Super NES and let's say N64 Mini, if stuff like that came out. It would be so cool. Having like a unique system, having a lot of cool games on it. They can make your own. But let's take a close look at the list of games. Balloon Fight is a really cool game. Almost wanted to say Puzzle Bobble, no, it's Bubble and Bobble. I did play this game a couple of times back in the day. Castlevania, a classic one. Donkey Kong, Dr. Mario, Excite Bike, you name it. Like, it's a mix of all kinds of games. And I don't understand, like, never will understand why they only put 30 games on it. At least like put 1,000 of these games on it, simply because that would be so cool, like getting this and playing it. Because 30 games, it's okay. There are a lot of good titles on it, especially Super Mario. But that's it, man. Let me know, what do you think of the game? This song is going to get stuck in my head again. Another great feature the Chinese never seems to be like getting it right is when you want to go to the main menu and you just have the option to make a quick load, quick save. Like, the Chinese never did that. It's kind of weird. Then we're going to get display options, CRT failure, 4:3 aspect ratio. See that? Pandora's box. 4:3 aspect ratio. They never get it. And we have this NES Mini and they do it the first time like it should be. Demo. There are some things you can change out. Language, stuff like that. Pretty cool. Well, let's try some games. Okay, so the first game is Super Contra, and I must say that I have never owned the game back in the day as a child. I did play Contra itself, I really enjoyed it. Oh, so much fun to play this game again, but I absolutely suck at it. Walk it to my gun. Haha. No, we're not going to follow with it the second time. Oh, frick. Double Dragon 2, I must say most of the time I played part 1 back in the day, but I really enjoyed this one. It's a really cool fighting game. I really needed to get used to the controls, you know, like pressing A for the right side to punch and B for the left. It's kind of weird configuration for controls, but you get used to it. Come on, you want to walk into my fist. Ooh, beefcake boy. Oh yeah. Ooh. And that you need to press both buttons to jump. That's also kind of weird. That sound of this game. Come on. 8-bit motor engine sounds. Turbo mode! Such a fun game. I think it's a 4-stroke engine. 8-bit. Yeah. I must say that Kirby Adventure, I was really fascinated with this game. Save files to begin with, and it's just the adventure that he had, like, it's super cool. And don't forget, you can suck up everybody and get power-ups, and that was pretty cool. And of course the happy music. The chicken version. I can play this game all day, man. It's pretty cool. And I can just fly away and cheat the game all day. Alright, so let's take a close look in the inside. I think there were other YouTubers already did this, but just wanted to see it for myself because I never opened it up. I did open up a lot of these clone systems, but I never did this with the NES Mini. And it is not very special, I can already tell you that, but just fun to do and fun to rip stuff apart. Alright, so the only thing I need to do is removing the screws and the rubbery feet. And that's it, folks. We can open it up. Alright, it's still somewhere like sticking together. But when you look and take a closer look inside, also here you can find quite some differences compared with the clones that I've reviewed on the channel from AliExpress. Alright, so let's take a close look at the parts itself, and it's already, I can say, like Nintendo quality. First of all, I really like how they made the top part. It looks very cool, it looks almost authentic, like with, let's say, with the original NES big, that clunky device that I grew up with. It's pretty cool, and it looks really nice when it comes to the plastic quality. But when you're looking at the bottom part, and the most weight comes of course from this metal plate. And this metal plate, when you take a close look over here, you can see that it's basically having this thermal paste pad and try to conduct the heat to this metal plate. And stuff like this you will never see it on a Chinese version. You see like the same PCB or a chip or a NES on a chip, but that's it. Like, there are no cooling elements most of the time. So when you're looking at the construction, it looks really nice, connecting everything with connectors over here for the controller ports, and here we're going to get a flat cable or ribbon cable for the power and the reset. It looks very nice. Okay, so when you take a close look at the PCB over here, I did a quick tear down with removing a couple of screws. We can remove this connector if you want to. Let's be very gentle, because I want to still use it after doing the tear down. And they are like very sturdy. Did they use some hot glue or something? No, they didn't. They're like very good connectors. Ah, there is my final screw that I almost forgot to get out. Then we're going to get this fine or really annoying ribbon cable. Let's see if I can remove this shielding. I just wanted to give you a quick look at the shielding itself or the cooling element. And again, like, it's very fascinating how they all made this. So the PCB itself is tiny, of course, like with the Mini Classic. But basically what this thing is, what I understand of, it's just an emulation piece of hardware. So is it similar to the Raspberry Pi? It's really hard to say, but you need to deep dive into technical specs, of course, what kind of stuff they're running when it comes to the software. But the idea behind it is exactly the same, only it comes with a fancy, let's say, interface. But they are using like the basic stuff you can find on the market. This is just an Allwinner R16 chip that they're using. And that is something you do see like with very old Android boxes, stuff like that. I have seen a couple of these chips, again, like with different China products, not with the Android box anymore because they are using a different model. But it's quite powerful, and in my opinion, it is completely overkill when it comes to playing some NES games. But is this thing still worth picking up in 2021? In my opinion, I think it depends how you look at it. So first of all, if you just want to play it, 30 games, it's not a lot. If you want to have it like in collectible items and you can find it for cheap, yeah, why not? So if you want to like doing modding on this device and like slap a lot of different things on it, in my opinion, it's quite pointless because there are so many ways to play nowadays. I think it's like a really cool collectible item. The box is, yeah, like the quality of it is like for shit, like really horrible. I do like the controllers, of course. It's like really Nintendo's from back in the day, the 80s, 90s, when I played it a lot on it. I want to thank you all for watching. Consider subscribing, hitting the bell, become one of the Wicked family, and let me know in the comments. Do you own a NES Mini or an original one? I would really love to know. It would be great to see you in the next video.